I have had people saying he should be institutionalized. Like, I've been through it all with him. I really have. But I don't care. You know what? He is my son, and I will fight for him.
I had to wait 5 years, and I was able to actually hear his voice after 5 years, and that was the most amazing miracle of all, because I was praying for him to speak, and he never spoke.
We began to realize, this was a crippling financial burden for any family. But you can't put a price on your child's words, his spirit, or his happiness. And for us, we did what we had to do, and we needed family and friends' help, and we needed everybody's help, and we needed the center's help. And we got it. And this center is a place that will provide a miracle for a child who needs it, and every child who needs it has to find a home here.
My name is Laura Furci, and my son's name is David. David was exhibiting a lot of aggressive behavior and self-injurious behaviors, so I knew that the center that I had defined had to have the expertise, the knowledge, the experience to deal with someone of David's nature. So I had heard many great things about Shining Through different people in the community, so I thought I would come in and see it. My husband and I came. We met with Sherry Bartman and talked about David, and right away I knew that Shining Through was the place for David. My miracle here at Shining Through is we were going through a very tough time. We were in the depths of despair. I knew that if we could not curtail the behavior, the aggression, that I would never be able to take care of David in the future. My future looked bleak, and David's looked bleak too. So with therapy, with strategies and techniques put in place for him to be able to express himself, to get that functional communication that he needs, to be able to self-regulate, we were able to do little things that he was never able to do before, like go to the corner store, which was next to impossible. I know he can do it. I know it. I just need to find what it is. I will. And I know Shining Through will help me. He has come so far in 2 years, a lot further than he was before. So I see good things. And, I hope society can understand. I hope they accept our children and they're tolerant. And I know that it's in everybody, no one should have to go through what us parents go through. No one should have to do that.
Hi, my name is Nancy Trozo, and my son Julian is at the Shining Through Center. He was diagnosed when he was 2 years old, and at the time we had difficulties trying to figure out what would be the best solution for him, where we would take him, what school we thought would be best for him. So after investigating And you know, getting a diagnosis of a child with autism and hearing them say to you, your child has moderate to severe autism, you really don't know what to do at that point. And I can clearly remember the first day that I dropped Julian off. It was November of 2007. And that day, I finally felt hope. I felt hope that my son was finally going to be somewhere where I knew he was going to get helped. And I remember driving home from dropping him off and crying the whole way home. And it wasn't tears of sadness, it was tears of joy. It was tears of hope. I just knew that he would be okay there. And I've never looked back. From November 1st, 2007, I never looked back.
For children with autism, it's very difficult for them to communicate their wants and their needs, and a lot of the time, not having that language and not having that ability to communicate comes out in what we would call negative behaviors.
We've helped a lot of our kids with the behaviors, and we have helped develop programs to get those behaviors under control, and we see that every day.
They happen a little bit more independently. So from the minute you start teaching a skill until that skill is mastered, it looks like it's happening the same way every single day, but what we're doing really is building habit. And when you build habit, the skills need less prompting.
I think what Shining Through mainly did to me is to teach me how to read, write, make new friends, but most importantly, help me mature into a wonderful person. Well, I think I'd like people to know about Shining Through, that it's an amazing place where the teachers there can help the kids be the best they can be. Well, I think on the last day of Shining Through, my friends Josh and Noah, who also went to Shining Through, along with Jenna, had a little fun together. We played some games, went to a few places, had a nice walk, and, well, just said our goodbyes to Shining Through.
When my son Aris was 2.5 years old, he was diagnosed with autism, and we didn't know what autism was. And we had to look around and try to find some experts in the field, and we happened to find one who mentioned that a new center was just recently opened in Woodbridge. And it was started by a couple of 5 families, actually, and we were amazed that 5 families could do this. We found Shining Through, it looked like a good place for Aris. We weren't sure, but it was all we knew at the time, and so we decided to enroll him here and see how he could do. The diagnosis came with doctors telling us that he probably wouldn't be able to talk, would not be able to go to public school, and would have lots and lots of challenges. So we just tried to do the best we could with where we found him. What we slowly started to see was Aris blossoming. Within a matter of a year, I think, he was suddenly talking. It was unexpected. We didn't see that coming, really. We hoped it, but you don't want to assume it's going to happen. And slowly, as he started to talk, he started to blossom a little bit more in terms of instead of being a quiet child, he became more of an open child and more willing to hang out with others or hug and kiss and be more playful, just like every child with autism. Shining Through had a solution to it, and if they didn't have solution A, they had solution B, and he just kept getting better and better. And then I think it was 3 years after Shining Through, after we started Shining Through, 3 years after we started Shining Through, they came to us and said, Aris might be able to handle grade 1 if you want to try. And we were amazed at that. We didn't think that was possible. And of course, he had to go with a therapist from Shining Through. He needed a lot of support. But suddenly our child was going to grade 1.
Well, I would also like to say that first of all, I'm actually going to miss this place, even though, yes, it didn't help me mature perfectly and I don't need it anymore. Maybe someday when I'm older, I can come back here and volunteer again. And also, Shining Through gives amazing miracles, and I hope the children enjoy it here.